It's Here First from IPR. I'm Megan McKinney. A Democrat running for a U.S. House seat in Iowa shares her plans on Medicaid, and there are now blue-green algae blooms at the Iowa Great Lakes. It's Wednesday, July 8th. The Democrat running for Iowa's 3rd Congressional District, Sarah Troy-Garriott, has committed to supporting anti-cancer legislation. IPR's Isabella Liu reports.
Troy-Garriott has pledged to support funding for cancer research and to improve access to prevention services. She also pledged to work towards helping people have more affordable health care. The West Des Moines Democrat says she sees reversing Medicaid cuts as key to increasing health care access. She says money set aside in the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill for rural health infrastructure doesn't go far enough to replace services lost by Medicaid cuts.
That is one time, and it's only for 5 years. It's not adding up. It's crumbs compared to the investments that were coming into our state and covering our neighbors.
Troy-Garriott is running against Republican incumbent Zach Nunn. He has also signed the pledge from the American Cancer Society. I'm Isabella Liu, IPR News.
A pair of industrial sites in the Cedar Valley have made a national ranking for shovel-ready projects. This designation comes as communities compete to attract development. IPR's Gavin McGough has more.
The two industrial parks now rank in the top 6 in North America. That's according to a new list from the Site Selectors Guild. Lisa Skubal leads economic development for the region's Chamber of Commerce. She says competition for investment has grown fierce.
In the 90s, if you had a farm field and you had a farmer who was willing to sell it, you were in. But nowadays, if you don't have these due diligence done, all these processes done, you're not even going to get a look at.
The sites offer nearly 400 acres of undeveloped land. Possible uses include advanced manufacturing, food processing, or biotech. A data center project is considering the site in Waterloo. That move has sparked local opposition. I'm Gavin McGough, IPR News.
The Iowa Department of Natural Resources is reporting blue-green algae blooms at the Iowa Great Lakes. Explorer Okoboji reports pets and children should stay away from the water if it looks cloudy or green. Officials say it's not uncommon to see the blooms during the summer because lakes in northwest Iowa are nutrient-rich. Swimming is not recommended at Emerson Bay on West Lake Okoboji because of elevated levels of E. coli bacteria. Other beaches remain open for now. Iowa Capitol Dispatch reports as of July 3rd, 20 state parks issued swimming not recommended notices at least once since Memorial Day. That's about half of the beaches the DNR monitors during the summer. A Northwest Iowa project to encourage people to convert the standing trunks of dead trees into sculptures has hit a milestone. The Spirit of Okoboji organization set a goal 4 years ago to have the largest collection of sculpted trees in the United States. 6 new sculptures have been added this year for a total of 26 in the communities that surround the Iowa Great Lakes. The current Guinness World Record is 45 in Mississippi. Carrie Meyer is the project's artistic director. She says residents in the Iowa Great Lakes who have or see a dead tree are encouraged to contact the organization.
And then we have an Okoboji arborist who will come out, evaluate the tree to make sure that it's carvable. And then we have a portfolio of 3 amazing artists who are all great carvers. And then we kind of figure out what a budget is, and then we go from there.
Some of the trees that have been turned into works of art are on private property, including a large anchor sculpture along a boat canal, a large hawk at a home on Okoboji's Lakeshore Drive, and a standing bear sculpture near a street corner in Spirit Lake. You're listening to Here First from IPR. I'm Megan McKinney. Stay with us here in just a moment. Continuing on our Next Gen Journalism story series, we'll hear the story of Indigenous resistance here in Iowa. That's after the break. Welcome back to Here First from IPR. I'm Megan McKinney. After seeing Indigenous people unified at Standing Rock, Jessica Engelking has nurtured resistance in Iowa. In her role as representation director at Great Plains Action Society in Iowa City, Engelking challenges misrepresentations of Indigenous people in school curricula, hoping to inspire moments of truth in others. We hear more in this story produced by Next Gen Journalism.
Standing Rock was a pivotal moment in Indigenous modern history. It was the largest coming together of Indigenous people across the nation to really stand up as one and join together in a united fight. What was happening then was about the pipeline, sure, maybe, but more intentionally about hurting people by intentionally desecrating the sacred. And that's something that's long been used against Indigenous people. Hi, my name is Jessica Engelking. I'm the Representation Director for Great Plains Action Society. We are at the Great Plains Action Society's Community Resilience Hub in Iowa City. We're currently in the garden outside of our Healing Justice building. My first trip to Standing Rock was the September after it had begun in April of that year. So on the drive there, it was exciting and a little bit scary. The day we arrived was also the day that they brought out police dogs and used those against water protectors. So hearing about that physical aggression that people were being met with was something that we were, aware of going into the situation. We're constantly under attack. It's a daily thing. It's built into the fabric of our lives. But coming together really gave us a moment of realizing that we do have power. I think that Standing Rock showed what's possible when we all come together on this large scale. But from that, the realization that if we all take that home to our respective homes, that we can build microcosms of that. I would say that I experienced a moment of truth as I settled into my role as representation director here at Great Plains Action Society. And at first that was kind of scary because I didn't know what was possible, what we could create. But I think when that switched from being something scary to something liberating was a big moment of truth. In the past few years, I have sort of taken a return to education and being able to go into classrooms and talk with students about the work we do and about the way that we talk about Indigenous people in the classroom and what we can do to improve that. I have had the honor of seeing people experience moments of truth or realizations through my teaching. I think a lot of it comes from giving people permission and, in fact, encouraging them to question the structures that shape the world around them. Growing up Indigenous, you hear about other moments in time when people have come together, and there's always kind of a question, an open question as to whether or not that's something that we could do now. And seeing it in actuality really just affirmed the possibility of what we can do and what we are willing to do. And that's really what GPAS is a coming together of Indigenous people and non-Indigenous activist allies. We're able to create a beautiful space, where people can sit in the garden, a garden that will eventually feed the community.
That's Jessica Engelking, who lives in Iowa City. Her story was produced by Nick Jackson, and it comes to us from Next Gen Journalism, an organization that finds, coaches, and trains public media's next generation. The theme of this year's stories is Moments of Truth. Find more stories from the recent workshop here at IPR News at nextgenradio.org. I'm Megan McKinney. Thanks for listening to Here First today, and I hope you have a fabulous Wednesday.